We're back with another video. This time, we're talking about 9/11. So, who was involved in 9/11?
So, to get into who was involved in 9/11, first of all, we needed to talk exactly what 9/11 was. So, 9/11 was a terrorist attack on the tragic day of September 11th, therefore the common nickname for 9/11, of course, because the month September is the 9th month and 11th day. This tragic event occurred when one plane drove into one of the World Trade Towers in downtown New York, and at first it caused a lot of panic and havoc, because people really didn't know what was going on. They thought it was an accident. They thought it was like an accident, okay, cool, a plane flies into the tower, maybe this isn't like directed purposefully. But then soon after, which was more viewed due to the first World Trade Center or World Trade Tower getting hit, the second plane was flown into the next building, and the whole entire country saw it happen. And
on the news.
Yep. And
on the radios, they heard it.
Well, going on. The people involved in 9/11 were President George Bush, who at the time, this was his first year serving in office.
And
he's inexperienced, he hasn't dealt with something like this before, so obviously this is, pretty difficult. Also, Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda were involved. They were the terrorists that flew the planes into the building, and that's the people who were involved.
Okay, so whatever the location, whenever when, why do you think this happened? We'll both give our opinions. Why was this?
So, as I told you before, it happened in New York City, and this happened in September 11th, 2001. And I think there are a lot of reasons why this happened. So, obviously, going back, to the Cold War, Middle East countries were very unsettled with Russia up north and what was going on, because Russia was trying to get to the Middle East for their oil. So, it kind of screwed up the whole entire Middle East. So, they were getting pretty violent and
not happy.
Yeah, and so
abrupt.
So a new form
aggressive
of religion was coming out,
hostile,
called radicalism, such as radical Islam, and these groups were very violent, and they needed to get their point across, and they did that through violence, and so that's one of the reasons, was because they're trying to spread their influence, and they did so by killing 3,000 Americans. Another reason is, America had gotten into the Persian Gulf War, which really unsettled a lot of Middle East countries, which therefore the countries harboring the terrorist groups. So these terrorist groups were not very happy. And the last reason I'd have to say is because America didn't really have great security at the time, because they thought they were impenetrable. So going through airports was very easy.
We even not have a foreign policy.
Yeah, well, that was in the 90s with Bill Clinton.
Oh yeah, that was with Bill Clinton.
But
going a little back.
So we didn't have any security. It was very easy to cause chaos.
Yes. And another one of the planes had flown into a field.
Oh, yeah.
Accident.
I forgot to mention that.
And
plane went into the Pentagon.
Yep.
And into a field in Pennsylvania.
Where was that thought to go?
That goes straight towards D.C. and possibly into the White House.
So that would have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with all of Jack's points, and I think it was a tragic day in American history, but we've learned from it. That was our segment on 9/11.